What is Ultra Kill's hardest level to P rank? It's 8-3. In order to P rank 8-3, you need to beat this level in about 15 to 20 minutes. That is a hell of a lot of time, especially when previous levels average about 7 minutes. And since you can't die for a P rank, it can be quite demotivating to die close to the end and have to restart from the very beginning. On top of that, the kill count needed to P rank this level is 198. This makes it super easy to get to the end of the level and not even realize you've missed an enemy or two, especially with how easily enemies can just clip out of bounds in this level or just get stuck in some funky place. And there's also the fact that this level is just tough, even without a P rank. Since it's one of the final levels, there are a lot of tough enemies. Even Hideous Mask shows up twice, and they even introduced the power in this level, then have you fight them alongside other enemies. And while powers are not as strong as Gabriel, there's still nothing to sleep on. It can also be quite disorienting to keep up with fights, since enemies are often on walls, teleporting, or even entire rooms and enemies are changing. One minute you're fighting a Hideous Mask and a Gussaman, and then the next, a sentry is sniping you from across the room. And on top of that, the final segment of this level is in space. This means that the gravity is constantly changing based on the walls you're close to, so it can be very confusing, constantly changing rotation. And since space has lower gravity, the jumps feel extra floaty, and getting knocked back sends you miles. And the icing on the cake is that the performance is often in the negatives. Fights often drop the FPS down to 15 or 20-ish, and depending on how much is going on in the fight, the FPS could drop all the way down to 5. If you are trying to P rank 8-3, my advice is to keep practicing the tough parts and try to find a consistent strategy for winning the fights. But even so, this level will still take a good few hours. And as a bonus tip, you can turn off blood and gore in the settings to make the frame rate much higher, making fights a lot less like a PowerPoint presentation. And while I think that there are some other tough levels to P rank like P-2 and 1-E, the high kill count, tough fights, and just how long the level takes to beat is why I think 8-3 is the hardest level to P rank in Ultra Kill. But now you know!